Alright, knife nuts, what's going on? We're looking at a new knife from Tangram. This is the Progression. It's kind of an interesting way to unlock the knife, but we'll get to that in a minute. So, another good budget knife from Tangram. I like this model quite a bit. It's a Dirk Pinkerton design. You have a it's Japan Akudo steel, the same thing they use, basically like 440 Akudo. The model number is TG3008A2 on this one, and part of their budget line, Tangram, made by Kaiser knives. I'm finding that they're really excellent knives for the money. Some of the best budget knives out there, in my opinion. I've handled, I think, all of them. I'm trying to think if there's one I haven't handled or had. Santa Fe is a fantastic knife. The Progression's great. The little Amarillo that I reviewed, not a bad knife also. It wasn't my favorite of them. So these go for 35 bucks, come in brown and black G10. The specs on this guy are: we have a flipper with G10 scales with a blade length of 3.46 inches, a blade thickness of 0.11, a length of 7.9 overall. So pretty decent sized knife, about a 4.5 inch handle as well. So flipper on bearings, like I mentioned, they go 35 bucks on Amazon. I'll put a link in the description where you can purchase one from my Amazon store, and also supports Kaiser as well. So yeah, of all the ones I liked the what was the other one called? The Santa Fe was has so far been my favorite, and then the like little liner lock one, I can't remember the name of that one. The Orion, also Dirk Pinkerton design. So they've worked with Pinkerton a lot on these Tangram knives. This one has a nice grippy G10, like I said, black, and this Coyote Brown is available. Stainless steel liners. The liners have been skeletonized. I can't stress enough that that is a big deal, and it saves on weight. And to me, when companies don't do it, it's skimpy. It's like they're skimping on something. It's not that more to do it. I mean, it reduces the weight down to 4 ounces for a pretty good sized knife with stainless steel liners. So still a very EDC-able knife for most people. So I use this knife quite a bit to, in the last couple weeks actually, that I've had it, or maybe a week and a half. Done a lot of cardboard cutting, and the edge is still sharp. Should still slice through paper without any problem. Let's see. Yeah. A little slow cut it, so still very sharp after all the cardboard process I've done. I really haven't tested this steel out, but I know that it performs similar to 14C 28N Sandvik steel. A little bit better than your 8CR13 or OS 8 or something like that. So it's a little bit step up from that. And for under 50 bucks, you get bearings, nice flipping action on this. Comes, like I said, just to 2 different colors. Your pocket clip is 4-way reversible, left or right hand carry, tip up or tip down. Did, like I said, skeletonized liners on this. Now, one thing I do have I guess a gripe with is when you go to disengage the lock, you can pinch your finger in between the G10 and stuff right there. I've done that a couple times. It's like a small light pinch. It's not like it hurts or anything, but it's a noticeable. And sometimes, like, it gets caught right here. See how it's not falling shut? And then you kind of give it, so it's getting caught here on the detent. And I don't know why. It's like, maybe not all of them are like that, but other than that, it's a very smooth knife. You saw how quickly, once you overcome that detent, it falls shut pretty good. It's just you got to overcome that. So good flipping action, good size. There's a size shot in my hand, medium-sized gloves. Let's compare it to some smaller knives that I happen to have sitting here, like the Paramilitary 3, or no, just the Para 3. So the Para 3 is just a hair shorter than this one. The Rectifier. So, and then how about the ZT 0900? Ooh, love that flipping action. Yeah, so it's a good sized knife, about 4.5 inch handle, just under 3.5 inch blade. So about as big as I like to go. Not much bigger. I don't like to go over that 4.5 inch on the handle most of the time. For me, that's just about perfect. I'm gonna have a little handle left over, but in my cutting tasks and stuff that I did with this, the cardboard, this jimping up here is a little aggressive, but it didn't really bother me much, honestly. It's just about right. There's jimping on the thumb ramp here, and then there's jimping here on the scales. Kind of redundant. I would just prefer just on the thumb ramp. One reason why too is when you flip the knife, you tend to come back on this jimping here, and it's, you know, it doesn't like cut you up or anything, but it's just a little nitpicky thing. You know how I'm picky on stuff. So other than that, I think it's a fantastic budget knife for under 50 bucks. I mean, you get $35 knife, you get skeletonized liners, you get ball bearings, you get a pretty good steel. I don't think you can go wrong with this guy. Let's get some measurements here. .1 inches wide. That's not bad at all. In the handle with the blade closed. 1.17, so almost 1.12. Your width is going to be just under 5 inches, 0.5 inches, half an inch, 0.47, so it's pretty slim. So pretty decent blade stock on the hollow grind. Let's see here. Oh yeah, wow. That's nice and thin behind the edge. Let's do that again. What? 0.016. That is super thin. At the tip, I'm getting 0.014. That is very, very thin behind the edge. That is a slicing machine. So it did cut through that cardboard like with ease. So that doesn't surprise me with how thin behind the edge that knife is. That is crazy. I think with the hollow grinds, you can get a little bit thinner behind the edge than you do with a flat grind. That's just my opinion. Yeah. But thin behind the edge, thin in the pocket, not too heavy, thin blade stock. It's going to actually cut things well. Good flipping action. The only thing I don't love about it is this, how it gets caught on that D10 right there. The disengaging the lock could use a little relief there. And the pocket clip, it works just fine, but it's not, you know, anything to write home about. It's not deep carry, which is fine. It has a little bit hanging out, but I like the clip on the Santa Fe the best of all the Tangram knives. But other than that, I mean, those are nitpicky things. This is a fantastic knife for 35 bucks. I would honestly tell you, if you're on a budget, you should buy this one, you should buy the Santa Fe, you should really buy all the Tangram knives, because they're great knives for if you're on a budget and you want to spend under 50 bucks. Kind of hard to beat. Honestly, like I said, I think they've really hit that market hard and are right now winning, because you got a lot of other companies using 14C28N and like Real Steel, and you got some D2 in there as well under 50 bucks. But in the $35 range, you're typically paying for 8CR13 and a Ross 8, and this is better steel, and these are actually just better knives overall than a lot of those knives. So definitely a fan of the Tangram progression. Any questions or comments, leave them down below. See you on the next video.